On this very special edition of Mastering Your Mindset, I'm bringing to you one of the first people that I had the privilege of working with who said yes to herself and yes to her dreams. Five years ago this week, I was finalizing my certification as a life coach, and I'm so proud of the results that I've achieved, not only in my own life, but more importantly, that I've helped other people achieve in their lives. In celebration of that 5 years, I've invited a very special guest to be with us here today, Jennifer Eckert. She is my sister-in-law. She's a dear friend, and she was one of the first people that I had the honor of working with. And we're going to talk a little bit about Jen's journey, and then at the end of today's video, I have a very special offer for you to really take your results to the next level. So welcome, Jen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
So 5 years ago, got certified. I came home, and I actually didn't tell really any of my family I was even doing this. And I came back and I called Jen. I said, I'm doing this new thing and I would love to practice with you. Would that be okay? And you said, yeah, of course. And we had a conversation. So Tell us what you remember about that day. I know it was 5 years ago.
I was sitting in my car. My sis-in-law calls and says, hey, I'm doing this thing. And I help people live from their vision and live a better life and do all these things. And I was sitting in my car in front of Starbucks. I was about to go in. And I was like, you know what? I need this. Yes. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. So it was supposed to be a practice conversation. I just wanted to tell you. And you're like, I want to do this. And I remember being like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I wanted to make some changes. And I was just raring to go.
As we talked about the investment, because there was an investment. And this is important, I think, for everybody. People say, Stacey, if you won the lottery, would you coach for free? And I say no, because when we're not invested, we don't make the change. And so there was an investment. And you said something really important about that.
I remember I said, hey, if my fridge broke down tomorrow, I would immediately go out and buy a new fridge. So why am I not investing in myself to better my own personal life from the inside out?
Powerful. Powerful. So tell us a little bit about what was going on in your life, if you remember some of the things that you were struggling with that you wanted to change.
I wasn't having enough growth. I was I was running a blog, a home decor blog, and I felt kind of stuck. I felt like I know I have more in me and I'm just not sure how to get it there.
So we went through, it's a 12-week coaching program. That's what I was doing at the time, was these 3 months programs. And so tell us about some of the things that you learned from that, some of the growth that you experienced.
I remember our weekly phone calls. I always look forward to them. And actually, I remember us saying we were sad when they stopped. But I remember feeling these awakening moments, and some of them were really small, and some of them you'd say, Jen, but you're holding yourself back because XYZ. And I'd say, you're so right. Like, it was the simplest little changes. And one I remember in particular, you said, well, what if you just reached out to a couple people? And I didn't even know what that looked like yet. So that was a huge reprogramming on my part to put myself out there. I wasn't someone who put myself out there very much. And to be completely honest, having the blog, I kind of hid behind my blog a little bit. I didn't want to put my face out there. I didn't want to put my story out there. I felt like I can hide behind my laptop a little bit, but I realized if I wanted to grow at all, I was going to have to put myself out there. So just reaching out to other bloggers, getting involved in the community, and I realized there's so many people out there that just want to support you and see you do well, that it turned out to be a really easy thing to do.
So tell us a little bit about what happened, some of the physical, tangible results with your blog and where that's led to now.
Well, blog was it started as this hobby sort of attitude for myself, and it ended up turning into a business. It's still today, I haven't put new content out for quite a while. It's sort of taken the back burner to a new business venture that I've taken. But it still sits there and makes passive income because I put all this effort into the blog. So I don't even have to do anything, and it's still rewarding me years later. And through the process of figuring out what I wanted to do with the blog, I discovered more passions and kind of took some things off the shelf and dusted them off a bit and realized I want to do this too. And so now I've created a photography and videography business with my husband, and we're doing really well and meeting such great entrepreneurs and having a great time doing it. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And of course, Jen and her husband, Steven, they're the ones that put together these videos.
Yep.
And that's been so fun to be on that journey together, too.
Yeah.
You mentioned just around fear, and that was one of the big lessons. So share what that has taught you.
Fear for me, when it would show up, whether I was nervous or anxious or doubting myself, I used to always take that as a sign to stop. Fear meant stop, do something else. And now I embrace fear. Like, to me, it's a signal. If I'm feeling nervous or scared, I'm like, I'm about to grow. Something great is about to happen. And I kind of wear it with pride now.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, it has been so fun to be on this journey. And I'm just so grateful because you saying yes 5 years ago was certainly inspiration and motivation for me to keep going. It just meant so much to me. So I thank you for that.
Thank you so much. And I've watched you grow so much. It's so great. I was there when you hosted an event in a town hall. There 3 people were there. We went through all the exercises. And I got so much out of that just with being with 2 other people. But now I see you fill rooms with 100 people, and it's just amazing, and all the people you've impacted over the last 5 years.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And I love what you said about because of the seeds I planted a long time ago and the work I put in, I'm still reaping the rewards. Yeah. So is today your day to start? Starting today, imagine where you could be 5 years from now, but it starts with you saying yes and taking that scary action, which does absolutely mean you're about to grow. In celebration of this being my 5 years in business and as a coach, I'm bringing back that 12-week program for a limited time. So if you're ready to say yes to yourself, to really understand where you could be 5 years from now, get clear on those dreams, really learn to embrace that fear as Jen has, and you would love to do that inside that course of study with me for a limited time, I am offering this 12-week coaching program. And so for more information on that, click the link below. There's limited spots available, and I would love to take you on that journey. And here is to your success.